24 hours, and that was the name of the song. But it was just like, I don't like people who speak like that when you was one of those people. You needed an assist. Like that Mace deal, Mace was giving you a bad deal. You would have never had that deal if Mace didn't give you that assist. So you can't sit here and try to like talk crazy to people when they looking for the same assist that you got. You needed an assist. And don't get it twisted, like maybe you felt like you didn't gave up enough assists and people didn't do, because even in that, he had a line in that song, he said that was one of the biggest things he regret. He bought his homies chains before he even bought his kids like stuff that expensive. So maybe, so that's why I kind of like, I was giving him a benefit of the doubt about it. I'm like, all right, maybe he has looked out for people, but he just didn't look out for them to the point where they feel like he should still be looking out for them. Because I get it, and I think that's one of the, I guess.
But sometimes I feel like, why can't you can't express yourself? And let's say like, all right, yeah, we all got the same 24 hours. We do. Technically, it's true. And you saying don't kick them down, but it's like, damn, I've been taking care of these niggas. And then it's like, look at the back end, it's only me.
Oh, okay, but my pushback to that would be is the difference between when somebody, especially with artists who come up off of gang culture, you need those people behind you throwing, even if you tied into like the 6ix9ines, you need the people in the videos that's throwing up gang banging all the signs, throwing up the flags, throwing up the guns. You need them because that allure that they're giving off in your videos is what's elevating you. It's not the music like 6ix9ine or even Fivio. Y'all not the greatest rappers in the world.
And then how long is going to last for me? Because then once that buzz die down, then what I got? Now you niggas not there no more because I'm not making the money. I didn't sit here and spend all my money on y'all doing these trials and chains and all this shit. Y'all getting snatched. You know what I'm saying? So now when I ain't got shit, y'all not there to help me out. I'm in there in the slump.
Yeah, I hear you, but at the same time, some people don't. Only reason why people don't look at it like that, because guess what? You still always on social media doing. Let's just say if you was really going through all that, but you still on social media being flashy. You talking about how much money you got, all these chains you bought. So it's like,
that's that male ego, right? You're not gonna sit here and say you depressed, because then now you're gonna be like, oh, you soft. That's a male ego.
So then you got to eventually have a real conversation. You can't sit here and get mad at me for not knowing that you're really going through something if you are portraying yourself a certain way when it comes to social media. If you still get on social media and act super flashy, you can't be mad at people for asking for some bread.
You said that a couple of weeks ago, like why we can't express ourselves and show, the rough parts we go through. But that's, as a man, you know what I'm saying? You can't, no, I'm going through.
I can't sit here and say that you can't, because you can.
But my question to you, right? If you saying I'm in that whole gang culture, and so now I'm sitting here talking about, well, I'm depressed and all that, do they really want to hear that? Your crowd, your audience.
No, I'm not. No, you're missing what I'm saying. I'm not sitting here saying you got to tell it to your audience, but you should be able to tell it to your friends, so you don't even have to feel like you. He even on that song, he was saying, I feel like I only can express myself on Instagram. Like, why do you feel like that? If you listen to what I'm saying, if you were comfortable enough,
but you got those yes men, or you got those people around you who really don't have their best interests at you. So if I'm sitting here talking to, and a lot of people get off at that, I can sit here and talk to complete strangers and get their point of view or listen to what they're saying, rather than talking to the people, or you just here because I got the money.
But then my question will be is, I can't, I'm hear you, but I can't sit here and say these people were here with you just because of the money, because they were the people who were behind you when you didn't have no money. When you needed them in that video to look cool, to look tougher, you didn't have no money then. You were trying to get it. You were trying to get on. You were trying to get people to look at you. So that's my only thing, is where I'm not a fan of, let me sit here and sit here and say we all got the same 24 hours. If I was taking some of my 24 hours, help pushing you. Yeah, we do got all the same 24 hours. We could have all said, screw you and not getting this video, and then let's see where you be at right now. If you don't got that gang culture behind you, let's see if you still the same Fivio Foreign. You wouldn't be. You're not Lil Wayne. You ain't Meek Mills. You're not a great rapper. The gang culture is what push you to the forefront. The same way with like Chief Keef. And that's why at one point in time, people in Chicago felt that way about Chief Keef. Like, hey, we was the ones who pushed you. We was the ones who was co-signing you. We was the ones flagging and throwing up sets, putting guns in your video, and then you got hot and you moved to California. For a long time, Chief Keef was going through that, because a lot of people feel that way, especially when we talking about the gang culture, because they understand people ain't stupid. Like everybody in Chicago, let's just bring it back into Chicago. Everybody at that time, every video, if you go on YouTube and put Chicago 2010, so every video had a bunch of dudes with a bunch of guns and gang flags or whatever the case may be. And then that's even how for somebody like Academics. That's why he even came up with the war in Chirac. Like all of that stuff be mattering, especially if that's what you're pushing in your music, because your music has to be sellable now. Like it can't sit here and be like, oh, I go to you talking about all this gang, and you sliding and all this, and then I go to your video and then it's just like in some big suburb community, and it don't look like you would have seen no op in a million years.
So then that's my question. When even like if we take like the Jesus situation, I remember when you spoke on it, you was like, "Well, I don't want to hear about what you used to do." It's like you're a different person now. So is it a time frame on them, or you just got to keep going with the whole?
I just think it depends on how good of a rapper you are. I think it depends on how good of a rapper you are and how honest are you willing to be in your music. Because I don't get it twisted. I still want to hear good Jeezy verse when he talking about selling dope. I'm cool with that, but it got to be featured on somebody young verse. Like it can't be just him by himself. Yeah, he got to get on. Like let me do a song with ESTG or let me do a song with 42 Doug or whoever the case may be, and let me kind of you still be able to get into that snowman bag. But for somebody like Fivio, he's still kind of very new. And I understand where his frustration can come from. You're absolutely right. Because I don't think realistically, his friends probably think he got more money than he actually got. Because when realistically, he don't, what's his last, he had a big song in God knows how long. He don't get it twisted. That last album was fire, but guess what? To the masses, it wasn't. He didn't catch a big song over there. Like he caught that joint with him and Coi Leray, but it didn't still get as big as it probably should have. That song cranked like hell. That Say My Name, like it was what? It was him, Coi Leray, and Queen Naj on it. That song was fire, but that song still didn't get big as his last song. So I'm sure real, but if you feel like you too cool to really break that down to your men and explain it to him, like, hey, this ain't do that. But like you said, that's the male ego. That's you not wanting to take time to actually explain I don't got it like I'm trying to portray it. And even being honest with your man, like I'm getting on social media the way I'm still trying to portray an image, but I really don't got it. And most people can't do it because you can't do it with your girl. So of course you don't want to do it with your men because then you feel like, especially in this day and age, going back to the Shawnee O'Neal thing we seen saying, you could tell somebody something too honest and then they run to social media for clout and sit here and try to expose you. So then, yeah, so your male ego won't let you allow you to do it because you scared somebody gonna try to expose you for how your situation may be going. And I'm not mad at him like that. I'm sure we all deal with that because you want to, even when we talk about with dating, you want to be very careful on how you express yourself because in this day and age, you're scared that, hey, somebody's going to hold this over my head or expose me at my lowest point.
So
because everybody cool with telling how
Yeah.
messed up they was when you get back to the top.
So then that's my question. Is it a time frame on there? How long can I keep going with this story and not show growth? Because like I said, I can keep rapping about me, my struggles and all that. But then when is it? All right, damn, where's the growth at? Because
you can't show no growth. But I hear what you're saying, but you can't show no growth if you haven't made it to the next level to show growth. If you still literally maybe one bad investment or one slow feature or show month, and you may not be in the projects no more, but you ain't sitting here living in the biggest houses in your city neither. You may be just like in the in between. Like that's what they is poor, poor, middle class, and rich. You may be realistically living in a good middle class neighborhood. You're not where the rich people at yet. So you saying here, I can't change my music and go pop too fast because it's like, okay, if you go pop too fast, then you get put in that conversation of, all right, well, you chasing radio hits, then you could be like the Travis Porters or all the one-hit wonders because you chasing a hit, and then you'll have, or Soulja Boy, perfect example. Like Soulja Boy, let's be clear. If y'all ever sit here one day you just bored, just go on Soulja Boy Apple Music. Like we talking about, and if you looks and the beat, take it away from being Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy probably could be one of the biggest ghostwriters today. And I ain't talking about for the lyrics, I'm talking about just for his hook and his beat. Matching up ability is top tier, but the stuff Soulja Boy be talking about sliding and this, nobody don't believe you. So it's just like you letting good hooks go to waste. Where if you put your ego to the side, you can shop these beats, or you can find new artists from some project or some hood that got 20 dudes who can get in the video with them and be flashing guns like the Fivio. Hey, I give you this hook. Just sign this contract, whatever case may be, and let me get whatever percentage off. But because Soulja Boy got too much of an ego, he want to feel like he can still deliver these songs. Now you just got a bunch of songs sitting on your Apple Music and your Spotify and your YouTube going to waste because nobody listening to it because you making songs that nobody don't believe. So it's just a little bit different. I don't necessarily, you can jump that gun too early and try to clean up your image and clean up your music too early. And then what if you never get that commercial success again? You're going to flop and go faster. But if you continuously at least keep talking to the struggle, like a Boosie, you kind of got that audience for the rest of your life. Because it's going to be all, like we talked about it before, it's always somebody struggling.
But my question is, how authentic is it? Because if I'm not going back to the hood, or I'm not even around that anymore.
But it's not necessarily not saying that you're not. Because perfect example, look at what's my man from New York that got caught in the RICO charge. Dark skin big dude. I can't think of his name right now. I'm thinking of Taxstone, but I can't think of
Troy.
Not Troy. What was the other dude that was affiliated with both of them? Damn, Casanova. If you looked at the way his girlfriend was living and they was in a big house and he was tricking off on her, but realistically, he wasn't making money off the music. That's how he got caught in the RICO. He was getting money off the streets. He was doing the gang affiliation situation.
I thought he was